Just you wait, I have another partnership highlight to bring to you. I'd like to invite to stage Paola Vita, Chief Advancement Officer of New York Outward Bound Schools, Brett Kimmel, Principal of Washington Heights Expeditionary Learning, and Michael Slocum, the commercial banking president for Capital One. So if you imagine all students in America divided into 4 groups, and you get by income, and you get the bottom group, you will know, if you take a close look, that only 8% of these students are graduated in a bachelor's program by their mid-20s. What we're going to hear about today is a different story, the story of a school that's graduating 100% of its students, or actually getting 100% of its students accepted into college programs. So why don't I start with you, Paola, and I just ask you, how did this partnership come about? How did it begin? And what are the different assets that each partner are bringing to the work?
Thank you, Marilia, and thank you for having us. First, I'd like to start by clarifying what NYC Outward Bound Schools does. We're a nonprofit organization that runs schools throughout the city of New York in high-poverty communities. And I'm really proud to say that while 100% of the students are accepted to college from Wheels, that throughout our network of schools, which are in all 5 boroughs, 94% of our graduates are also accepted to college. Our partnership with Capital One Bank began in 2009. The bank was looking for ways to improve education in the communities in which it worked, and so were we. We decided to work together and to focus our efforts on the Washington Heights Expeditionary Learning School, known to both of us and to many as Wheels. We decided to focus on Wheels because Capital One Bank has a very strong presence in Upper Manhattan, and Brett Kimmel, who's the founding principal and is with me today, was ready and interested in having a corporate partner at the school. What enabled our partnership to quickly take root is that all of us shared the same goal of high student achievement for all students, no matter what their economic status is. And what enabled it to flourish is that we each brought distinct resources to the table. We at NYC Outward Bound Schools support Wheels and all of the schools in our network with leadership development for principals such as Brett, for teacher development for all of the teachers in our network, and with student programming and curricular support. And Brett, who's an incredibly strong leader of his school, knows his needs, communicates those needs incredibly clearly, and is very adept at working with partners such as ourselves and Capital One Bank to meet those needs. And Capital One Bank, from the very beginning, has been always focused on our needs and the school's needs, and their support of our school has been multifaceted and flexible. They have funded our work at the school as well as special projects at the school itself. They've also helped connect the school, sorry I talk with my hands, connect the school with other nonprofits who meet the school's needs. And they've also had a lot of employee volunteers who work in our school year-round to meet special needs at the school, as well as having corporate executives who serve on our board of directors and the board of directors of the school.
That's wonderful. Brett, can you tell us a little bit more about the accomplishments of the program and some key milestones?
Sure, and I'd like to thank you as well for having us. There are many accomplishments that we're very, very proud of, but I'd like to highlight 3 here today that are all under the general umbrella of helping our kids meet our mission of our school, which is to prepare our kids for success in college. The partnership with NYC Outward Bound Schools and Capital One Bank led to the creation of our first ever March to the Post Office. I think one of the photos behind us is illustrative of that, where our seniors each year in December march with their college applications to the post office to mail them off to college. And Capital One Bank was a thought partner and a funder at our first ever march and has continued to be. And NYC Outward Bound Schools has also been a thought partner and a strategic advisor to us as we completed our first ever march in 2011 and then expanded the march last year in 2012 to all 5 boroughs and to other expeditionary learning schools in New York City affiliated with NYC Outward Bound Schools. The second is we renovated a room in our school, which was previously an ordinary classroom, and turned it into what we call our college access room. Capital One Bank was important in that process in connecting us with one of their other partners, the Heart of America Foundation, to help us do that work. And NYC Outward Bound Schools was important in helping us to attract press and media attention to a ribbon cutting event that we had. Third and finally, we have hired an alumni coordinator in our school whose job is to continue to support our students once they graduate and go off to college. And Capital One Bank helps fund that position, and NYC Outward Bound Schools recently hired a director of college supports who helps support our alumni coordinator in her work. All of these things and others have led to tremendous accomplishments at our school, not the least of which is us being so proud of over 80% of our students having graduated high school, far surpassing the state and citywide average for Latino students, as well as over 80% of our alums are currently in college.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think there's also a very important piece of the story that we'd like to hear from you, Mike, which is what motivates a large, powerful bank to get involved with these organizations? How did you see this opportunity?
A lot of our philanthropic dollars go into education because we believe that investing in education and helping youth be successful really helps build strong and vibrant communities. And for us, doing good and also doing good for our business makes a lot of sense. So we're not just doing one without the other, because building better and more vibrant communities and healthy business really goes hand in hand. And from our view, education is really the great equalizer. And it really is a pathway out of poverty for many and helps lead to better jobs, better education, and I think more financial security. So we invest a lot of money in the communities where our banks are located and in communities where our associates live. And a lot of our associates get involved in these things, as Brett was talking about. So we have a branch right around the corner from this school. A lot of our associates volunteer. They've helped conduct financial literacy workshops. They help build a college access room to help the students navigate, what is a very complicated application process for college and for financial aid, and also helped in the college walk. So for us, the reason these things work is because we make them a true partnership. It's not just checkbook philanthropy. It's really getting our associates engaged. And our associates that get engaged in these kinds of volunteerism opportunities that they see as good for their community, they're really better associates for us. They're more engaged, we see less attrition, and they're more engaged at the workplace because we invest in our communities. So it's sort of a virtual circle, and it all works together. And we hope a lot of other corporations will get involved and fund other schools and hopefully model what we've done, because the success of this school, I think, is just outstanding. And it's really helping the community, and that's good for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the three of you. And let's give them a hand of applause. And I've been asked to remind you and invite you to join our breakout sessions, which will be focusing on youth entrepreneurship, innovation in education, financial inclusion, and security. These sessions are going to be taking place downstairs, and they should be really hands-on, interactive, and we hope you're going to make your way down there and participate. Okay? Thank you.